soon as you will start the code blocks, here is the welcome screen that you will be getting. So in this you can create a new project, open an existing project, or visit their forums, or see what recent projects you have opened. So let's create a new project. Let's make a console application. We need to make a console application. Some other kind of application that you can make are direct text projects, Arduino projects, because Arduino uses C and C++. We have got OpenCV projects. OpenCV is basically a computer vision project. Also OpenGL project, that is the graphics library. If you like GUI development, you can start from there. I don't recommend starting from OpenGL because it is quite hard for a beginner to understand OpenGL. If you want, comment down below. I will share you some links that are pretty cool to start with OpenGL. Then you have got a Qt projects. Qt is basically also a graphics library that is much simpler than OpenGL. You can start from there. Then you have got MATLAB projects. MATLAB is basically a graphical representation of your data, so that is how your data will be represented in there. Then you have got the static libraries, then GUI development projects, and many more such kind of things. So let's keep it simple right now and select a console application and click next. We need to make a C project, then click next. You need to give a title, right? So I will give a simple title like tutorials. Yeah. Then I need to select a directory, so I will go to my projects and so there in C I will paste tutorials. Then there is this workspace. Workspace is basically your code blocks, that is how many projects are open in your workspace. Then you have got the tutorials, that is our project, that this is the tutorials project. Then you have got the source directory in the tutorials project. So if you open up the source directory, there is this main.c file. So let's evaluate this boilerplate code that we have got in main.c file. As we can see, there are two include files, of which one is studio.h and whose full form would be standard input output.h. It will include your printf statements and other things. And second is standard library, that is std.lib.h. This will include your maths function or some other kind of things that you need to perform in the standard library.h. Basically what these h files are, just keep in mind that they are header files, right? You don't need, as a beginner, you don't need to know what is there in the headers file. If we will cover this in the later part of the series, it is one of the main functionalities of the C program. Also, we can see there is this main function. Keep in mind that without the main function, your program would not execute. So if there is no main function, there is no entry point in this program. So main function, take main function as your gateway to the starting of the C program. So okay, now let's see what is there in this main function. We have got a function that says printf hello world and /n. It is one of the most basic and most commonly used example in the programming world. First program is always some hello world. If it is Java, it is console log hello world. If it is Python, it is print hello world. If it is Ruby, it's also print hello world, or some things like that. Now in order to run the program, I would highly recommend you build and run it, but let's first of all just run the program. It will ask you, it is not built yet, so do you want to build it? We say yes, and it will build it. As you can see, the hello world programs come alive. Excuse me. So this is the hello world. As you can see, the what is in the printf, same things come, but here is the thing, it is not printing this /n character. Why? Because it is an escape character. I will tell you what is an escape character in some time. So keep in mind that this is an escape character. It will print the next printf to the next line. You can either print it or don't print it. The output will remain the same. Let's close the executable and let's run it again. See, if you remember, this line was a line below the hello world program. To make the things more clear, let's print /n over here. Now remember, like I said, you need to build and then run it. So what will happen if you directly run the program like this? See, there is no changes over there. Why? Because basically running means you need to run the program that is already been compiled, that is stored somewhere in your machine, right? So what you need to do is you need to build the program again as you make any changes to the program. It's so that your changes will be reflected. So let's build it, and then if we run it, see, we get hello and world in the next line. So that's pretty cool according to me. So let's see what other escape characters do we have. We have got /t. Let's keep /t in middle so that we can evaluate how the /t works. Then let's keep a /n. Then I need a single inverted quote and then a double inverted quote. Now you may be wondering why we have kept a double inverted quotes here. Like if I remove this, you can see there is this conflict that it starts from here, but it does not get the escape character. So it will consider the first closing inverted comma as in closing inverted comma, and it will not close it, and some kind of errors or some other things would be generated. So it's if you want an inverted comma within your printf, you need to keep an escape character over here. So let's try and compile it. Let's see what the output comes. See, there is a tab in between of this hello world, and in the next line we have got inverted comma and a double inverted comma. So that's this things comes pretty handy in while programming. Mostly printf is used for debugging purposes in C. Like if you have some for loop that you are not able to debug it, so you can use the printf to kind of debug it, though I would not recommend you doing the debugging by printf statements. You have got the debugger in it. We will see if some that level error come that we need to do debugging of the code, because I am wishing to keep this as beginner friendly as I can. So let's see, let's make a new file. So I make a new file, empty file. So it is asking me, do you want to save it first? So yes, I want to save it first. So what would I give this name? So lecture1.txt. Okay, I don't care. So what are the things that we need to cover in this chapter? The things would be these things, right? So let's give the parameters to it. Oops. Then the comments, that would be multi-line, and single line. So we have seen how the printing f function works. So that's yeah, an easy thing. Let's add something to it. It is rather plain, so let's add an exercise to it. Let's see what we can be doing in the exercise. We saw that how we use all the escape characters in the printf function. So let's cross it, because you have seen how to work with that. Then we have this is specially just copy pasting code. I will be brutally honest with you, this is just copy pasting code. I wanted to take it initially, but some kind of error came and I ended up doing it. So I will make it one more time with you. Let's say I just copy this code and paste it 5 times. Then I save the file, and then when I build and debug it, so you see there is the hello world program for you. Then we need to make a triangle, right? So let's make a triangle, star triangle. I guess that is good, because believe it or not, pattern printing and all those patterns are really good for your logic development. Think of it as a first step for your pattern printing. I will give you a task to complete it, don't worry about it. And this would be 5 times, right? So this is rather plain triangle, and when I run this, you see there is your triangle. Also, if you want, you can just place it one more space over here and it will be perfectly aligned. So we have seen the first exercise being completed. So let's cross that out, and we can safely conclude the part 1 of the part 5 series of the today's lecture is completed. You can pause and take a break if you want, or you can keep going.